Now I'm at the bottom of a more scenic uphill climb called Rise. This is a fun one, nice, a lot of tree cover. It's getting a little hot out here today. It's supposed to get up to near 100 degrees here. The nice thing is there are fewer people on the trail when it gets hot like this, so I like that. And I also like the fact that we have tree cover, so this is a beautiful trail. Once again, I'm on my Lightcarbon today, LCE-930, and it's got the Bafang M820 motor, which has 75 Newton meters of torque. And I like to ride this in sport mode for the most part. I found that to be the right level of assist for me, where I'm still doing some of the work and the bike's doing some of the work. Snake on the trail. I think he scared me as much as I scared him. I don't know if you can hear it, but this is about the sound the motor makes. You can hear it, you definitely know I'm on an e-bike, but it's actually not a horrible tone to listen to. It doesn't bother me at all. This place tells me I'm putting in about 257, or the motor is, excuse me, 257 watts climbing that hill. Assuming I'm putting in about the same, but I don't know. This really is a pretty trail. I like climbing this trail. Gets pretty steep in sections, but that's all right. We can do steep. Make sure to let up when I shift down like that. Don't want to be breaking my chain or stretching it. Comes one of the steep parts of the climb. For those of you who still question whether e-bikes are cheating or not, my answer to that is, well, it depends. This e-bike is a lightweight e-bike, only has 75 Newton meters of torque, which is some, but it's not a beast. 250 watts power. But I also keep my heart rate up around 160 when I climb, which is about where my heart rate is when I climb on my analog bike. I just get there faster. So I'm able to get 2 or 3 weekends worth of riding in a single day, which is kind of nice. I have to admit, it's allowed me to develop my skills a lot faster, especially on the downhills, because I'm able to ride like that Apex trail I rode 2 or 3 times in a couple of hours. Actually, even less than that, like an hour and a half or so. And that gives me time to stop and drink water and enjoy the view. If you can hear me sniffling a lot, I'm sorry about that. I have allergies really bad at this time of year. And I know somebody who I respect a lot, Brian on BKXC, he says just let it fly. And I'm practicing that, but a lifetime of sniffing habits is hard to break. So I apologize for that. Hopefully on future videos I will have the let it fly technique mastered. Steep climb. Here we go. All right. A little bit more about this bike. Like I said, the frame is built by Lightcarbon. We ordered it from a supplier who provided the frame and all the hardware along with the motor, which, like I said, is a Bafang M820. And the battery, in this case I have the 43 volt Bafang branded battery that is 410 watt hours, and finding I'm getting, gosh, close to 30 or more actually miles of range on this thing, which is great for what I use this bike for. I have a full-size e-bike that I can get closer to like 90 miles out of, that I use for longer, like scenic rides. This is kind of my afternoon flow trail bike. These trails up here, this is perfect for the types of trails we have here at the Southwest Canyons Trail Center. Let's go. And now the trail we're about to take is called Out of Gas, and you can imagine why it's named that way. You'd be correct. Steep, short, not very long, but it gets real steep up toward the top, as you will see. You can see, I don't know if you can see that good on the camera, but the trail builders here, who are awesome, by the way. I'm so grateful to have this trail system here. But they're building another downhill trail that looks like it's even more advanced than Apex, which I would call an intermediate advanced trail. This one looks like it might be a black trail. I can see some gap or a table right there. It looks like it's probably 30 feet. So, and super tall berms. I'm excited when they open that one up. I'm breathing heavy. It's because I'm out of gas. Oh, thank you.
One more.
All right, I'm alone. Howdy. I haven't ever gone down this trail. Looks like a riot though. Looks like a lot of fun. This is a two-way trail. It's marked as mostly uphill, but gosh, I think it would make a really good downhill too. I'm going to try it one day. Come on, you got it. Whew. Making use of the energy I'm getting from last night's burrito. Comes a steep one. Gonna get down into low gear. All the way. A little more information on this bike. I went with a budget build, knowing that there are certain parts of the bike that I don't want to make compromises on, mostly from experience. Like a couple of those being tires. Of course, this has Maxxis DHF and DHR wheels on it, or tires on it. Also, it has a Fox Performance suspension, a 36E optimized up front fork, and a Performance Float X E optimized in the back. I was fortunate enough to find the back shock, a used one that was a takeoff, so no signs of use whatsoever, and I got that for under $200, which is pretty impressive. And the fork was on closeout, and I was able to pick it up for $365 brand new, so 60% off the retail price on it. So I was fortunate there. I also have the SLX Shimano drivetrain on this thing, because again, I don't want to go too much below that, and so far I'm happy with all of those choices. They've been great. I did go with some lower cost bars and a steering stem, but I checked them out really good, and quality on them seems great. So far, I'm not disappointed. I've wrecked this bike a couple of times and nothing is damaged, so so far I'm okay with that decision. And then also I went with these brakes. These are, I don't know if they're 3 Pro, III Pro, what they are, but they have really good reviews from people on YouTube who have swapped them in for more expensive brand name brakes. They're 4-piston mineral oil, and the quality on these things is fantastic. I mean, it's great, and they are definitely the best brakes I've had on any of the bikes I've owned. And I've owned none of the high-end brake system though, so it's not like I'm comparing these to super expensive brakes, but the middle of the road Shimano and middle of the road SRAM, I've used those, and these definitely have more power. Have to get used to a lighter touch and more controlled modulation. All right, we're up at the top, so I'm ready to start the downhill. The first part of this downhill is like super rocky double track, and eventually we end up on some single track and then back on the Apex Trail. So let's go, let's do it. It's called the Ridgeline Trail. The rocks are the sketchiest part. It's loose and rocky. as you can see in these corners, you got to really watch it. Don't get too crazy on the front brakes. Modulate, that kind of stuff. But it's all good. All experience. Like the outside line. It's called the Ridgeline Trail, like I said, and now we're on to a trail called Sorta Shady. It's also a little rocky, especially in the beginning here, but it does let up a little bit and get better. Tight firm. Alright, and the last section of Sorta Shady, and then it's down Apex again.